Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm gonna try to increase my volume, my speaking voice. I'll try to be louder so you can hear me. I'm making this content because I have another concern for the continent, the African continent. Okay, and I like with anything that has to do with the continent, I always try to look years and years down the road at like where things are going, where are things heading. And generally, I think that generally there are some countries that are doing very well. Like the country that's number one on the list are the Sahel countries, Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali. They are on the projection and doing the absolute A1 best things that can empower the people of their country. Okay, with the new developments that's coming on the continent, like they're doing the absolute best things. Another country that I think is doing quite well is Ghana as well, with its currency that's getting stronger, and Ghanaians, and I feel like there's Ghanaians and Black Americans in Ghana that own things and are buying up real estate, and a lot of the things I feel like they're owned by Blacks in Ghana, and that's, I'm happy, right? And then when I look at, I'm not trying to call any country out, but I have to, in order to make the point that I'm making, I'm going to have to call some countries out, okay? When I look at a country like Kenya, okay, Kenya is a prime example, in my opinion, of a country that just looks good, right? It looks good if you're looking at it from the outside. A lot of Africans, they just want like, they want the good looks of like, are they comfortable? Is there electricity? Is there water? Is there light or whatever? All these things that's just at the forefront, that looks good, right? And while it's good to have a country that has all those things, and I don't know why, like some countries are not making sure that they provide that to the citizens of the country. I feel like there's other things at stake, but I feel like back to the point that I was trying to make about like Kenya just looking good, right? But the thing is, okay, in Kenya, like the Kenyans are not even the ones that own most of the big businesses. There's a lot of foreign investments there, okay? Most of the biggest businesses and the big investments in Kenya are owned by foreigners. And that's what I have a concern with. And I'm not trying to bash them or say anything bad about it, but let me just say this, okay? The fact is, whoever holds the purse in any situation has the ability to sanction you. What if, I feel like those that own all the businesses can be equated to being like the deep state here in the US, where it's like they just secretly in the background just control things because they control the businesses, so they have the money and everything. If these businesses decide that they want to crash the Kenyan economy, for example, they can decide to take their money and get out, like. And if they take all their businesses and all their money and leave, what would Kenya be left with? Like nothing, right? Like you're dependent on these guys, and they can decide to sanction you by moving their money out or doing whatever. So the point being that they have the ability to control your economy, and if they're able to control your economy, they can influence your politics, they can influence so many things. And then we have Blacks in the front just dancing and promoting the country and making it seem like it's this great place, when you really don't have the ability to even control the politicians. I feel like even when Kenyans go on the street and protest, I don't know how much change are you actually able to bring into like the everyday affairs of the countries, because you don't have that financial power. But those that have the real financial power can go to your politicians and let them know, this is what we want, this is what we want things to be, this is how we want things to be, and your politicians will have to listen. So I try to sit and think like, what is the solution to this kind of a situation where you don't where you can still have development in your country, but not have it to a point where it's so out of balance against the the um the native inhabitants of the country. You have to force the people that are coming in with the new investment to train the locals. That's number one, because I have never been to Kenya before, but I have heard that there are a lot of businesses where you have like foreigners that come in and they hire only their own, like they bring only their own foreign citizens and run their businesses only with them. You should demand and require that your citizens come into these businesses so they can learn and go and open their own businesses so they can learn something. It should be it should be a requirement. And then another thing too that I could say is to make sure that when you're developing and growing, you should insist or require for there to be a form of a balance. Like make sure that you don't bring in a lot of capital, foreign capital that comes in at a time when it will put your country out of balance. If foreign capital is coming in, you have to be able to say no. At this time, we have to wait for our people to move up as well, so things are not like out of whack. So all the advantage is not in your hands. You have to make sure that you're moving hand in hand, like that the locals are moving up just the same way that the foreigners are moving up too, that the ownership of businesses is hand in hand. Like you have to give the people in your country a chance to catch up or to own things as well before you allow any more foreign investment to come in. Just don't just sit and just be like, oh, foreign investment is coming in, money is coming in, that's great, woohoo. Like, no. You have to look at it and make sure that things are going hand in hand and that your people are getting ownership also in businesses and everything, and not just allowing like foreigners to come and run things. Yes, the foreigners come in and they run things and they bring about development and everything, but are your people going to be at the bottom? Are they going to be the one that mop and clean and do the housemaid work? Like, is that what you want? Like, think about this. Years and years down the road, you would be like the slaves in your own country. Is that what you want? Because that's where things are going. And when I look at countries that are taking ownership, like Burkina Faso, I have to tell you now that I do not see a slave Burkinabe in their own country. I don't see that happening. When I look in Kenya, I don't see like Kenyan. I mean, when I look at Ghana, I don't see Ghanaians really, even though it's like half and half, but I don't see a lot of them being at the bottom of the food chain. So it's important to keep in mind that there's a lot of foreign investments that can come in, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's important to be aware of how to move your people up with the foreign investors. Don't make sure that your people do not remain at the bottom of the food chain. So I feel like this is something that like I don't know if like the politicians or those that are in power, if they talk about this kind of things, or if they think about it, or if they think about solutions to these kind of things. And then another thing too that I was thinking in terms of this as well was like land ownership. Africans should make sure that you own your land. Do not sell land to non-black folks. That's just my thing. Like, don't sell land to foreigners. They should never own the deed to any land. You can lease land to them, give them land for, I don't know, 90 years, but make sure that you are the landlord. That way you're always going to collect rents on that land. Even if you don't understand how businesses work, if whoever comes, whatever big business come, whatever foreigner comes, and you don't know how to do the businesses or how to run a business, you can at least own that land and collect rent. And another reason why it's important to make sure that Africans on the continent remain owners of their land is that you can always what's that word called? You can always benefit from inflation, meaning that your rent, you can always up it. So if inflation comes and things go up, then you're increasing your rent as well. You might not know how to run businesses or own businesses or whatever, but at least you're going to be able to be like, look, rent is this now, and if this person can't afford it, you can kick them out. Own the land. Do not sell land to foreigners. You can sell land to other black folks, black foreigners, yes, but non-black foreigners, no. That is an absolute no. Never. They can come and lease land. You can come and lease land for as long as you want, meaning that you can come and sign a contract, and we make up their contracts. Do not use contracts that they bring. It's on our terms. We write the contracts, sign it. We make up the contracts. We write down those contracts. We on the land write the contracts, and then they sign it. They can read through it as long as they want, but it's on your terms because you own the land. Anyway, those are some of the things I was thinking about, and I just wanted to talk about this. And I know I've made a video in the past about like Africans owning land and not selling land ever. Anyway, that's just all I wanted to talk about, and I hope that you guys are able to receive this information and receive it well. Anyway, thank you guys. I'll talk to you guys soon. Goodbye.